Hello and welcome to the 16th match of the Royale World Cup. This match is going to be between lobzb and FaYaY. lobzb already had a 15-13 victory in the first match versus lobzb, while FaYaY pulled off a stunning 15-4 victory versus Vortex. This match is going to be played across the EU3 and AS1 servers. Looks like our first game is going to be in the EU3 server. The first game of each server is going to be a demo match. So here we go with the first demo match. They both start off the same color, lobzb picking up color disadvantage and FaYaY quickly cornering him against the darkness and taking this demo match. This is a score of 0-0. Next up is the first actual scoring match. They both start off the same color, FaYaY picking up the blue in between, then grabbing the red to stand in between Lob and the rest of the pips. Lob goes critical, making a run, and FaYaY takes the point. 1-0 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, Lob picking up the yellows in between before grabbing the red. Looks like FaYaY still has size advantage, but Lob quickly turns that around, pushing FaYaY towards the red in the corner. FaYaY picks up the yellows on his way over, to grab size advantage, but a blue appears and he decides to go for that one first. Giving Lob a quick hit, Lob gets size disadvantage, but manages to grab the yellow before FaYaY can. FaYaY goes critical and Lob takes the point. 1-all. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, picking up the yellow and headed for the blue. Lob's hiding behind that red, jumps through it and gives FaYaY a hit. Lob continues to have color advantage, but FaYaY heads out into the darkness for those reds. Lob picking up size advantage in the circle while FaYaY runs around grabbing pips, hoping for a blue, but grabbing the red instead before Lob can get to it, and Lob gets critical, FaYaY takes the point. 2-1 FaYaY. Lob starts off with color advantage, there's blues in between them, but Lob moves around it as FaYaY's headed for the blue in the corner. As the darkness closes in, FaYaY does a tiny static boost to get through that blue. Comes around, goes around Lob, and ends up with color advantage. Lob tries to run, but FaYaY takes the point. 3-1 FaYaY. They both start off the same color. FaYaY has a blue pip, Lob headed for the darkness to grab that other blue. A couple yellows appear that FaYaY picks up quickly, holding Lob off from the red that has shown up. Lob takes his own yellow, FaYaY grabbing the blue, and Lob bullies FaYaY out into the darkness, but FaYaY picks up a blue. Lob gets a hit that he loses but still survives, picking up color advantage. FaYaY has size advantage, covering that red as Lob grabs the blue and goes into the darkness, comes back with color advantage, and FaYaY quickly counters with size advantage. Doesn't let Lob get to the pip in the darkness, and takes the point. 4-1 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, but Lob's headed for that yellow. Another red appears. FaYaY quickly picking up the pips between Lob and the rest of the pips to get color advantage, not letting Lob get to the red, and taking the point. 5-1 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, quickly getting between Lob and the yellow, but Lob darts through. Pursuing FaYaY, Lob goes critical in his pursuit. FaYaY jumps around, grabs the pip, and takes the point. 6-1 FaYaY. Now we're going to move over to the Asian server, AS1, for the next 7 matches. This first match in the Asian server is also going to be a demo. Looks like we're waiting for FaYaY to join the server. Alright, here goes the demo match on the Asian server. Lob starts off with color advantage. FaYaY quickly reverses that. Lob running around picking up the reds as FaYaY grabs the yellow. FaYaY maintains size advantage, doesn't let Lob get through the other pips, and takes the demo match once again. Here we go for the scoring matches on the Asian server. Lob starts off with color advantage, but there's plenty of yellows on the field. FaYaY picks up the red as well as size advantage, and Lob drifts towards that blue, but FaYaY grabs the yellow for size and color advantage, holding Lob off from the rest of the pips. FaYaY gives him a quick hit, trying to corner him against the darkness and not letting him pick up any more pips. Lob ends up running into the darkness, comes back with size disadvantage, and FaYaY takes the point. 7-1 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, but there's pips in between. Lob ends up picking up the red, but not having size advantage. But when FaYaY goes to take the hit, he gets color disadvantage. FaYaY grabs the blue, then the red, as Lob sits in the top, picking up the yellow and the red. But a yellow appears that FaYaY goes for. Lob grabs the blue, survives the hit by FaYaY, and comes back with color advantage, but doesn't pursue FaYaY when he goes critical, headed for that red. Now FaYaY has size advantage, picking up the pips so Lob doesn't have very many options, covering him from going into the darkness after that blue. And FaYaY gives him a hit and goes for the blue himself, and goes critical but still takes the point. 8-1 FaYaY. They both start with the same color, but there's plenty of yellows on the field. Lob moving slowly, picking up size advantage as FaYaY grabs the yellow pips. There are no reds. FaYaY's collecting the blues, trying to get something to appear. A red appears behind Lob. FaYaY ducks out into the darkness, but comes back in with size disadvantage, goes critical, and Lob takes the point. 8-2 FaYaY. Lob starts off with color advantage, running through those red in the middle as FaYaY goes for the yellow. FaYaY ducks out into the darkness, grabbing red on the way in, but Lob counters with blue. Now Lob grabs the yellow to have color advantage. FaYaY does a quick feint. Lob falls for it, goes into the darkness, and FaYaY takes the point. 9-2 FaYaY. Lob starts off with color advantage, grabbing the red for size advantage, trying to keep FaYaY from the pips. Blue appears that FaYaY grabs before Lob can. Lob responds with color advantage and then size advantage. FaYaY does a quick static boost but misses the pip, and Lob takes the pip and the point. 9-3 FaYaY. They both start out the same color, but Lob has most of the pips and picks up size advantage. FaYaY goes for the red, but Lob keeps him from moving behind him, cornering him with color disadvantage. Lob doesn't let FaYaY make a run for the pip and takes the point. 9-4 FaYaY. This is going to be the last game on the Asian server. Hopefully Lob can use his advantage. FaYaY starts with color advantage. Lob runs around to grab the red. FaYaY leisurely moving towards the red and the blue, pressuring Lob, who's headed for the yellow. Lob tries to cut FaYaY off from the reds and push him towards the only blue in the corner. A yellow appears in between. FaYaY moves down. Lob goes critical in pursuit. FaYaY grabs the red and takes the point. 10-4 FaYaY. Now we move back over to the EU3 server for the next 7 games of this match. Can Lob overcome the ping difference, or will FaYaY dominate in the European server? They both start off the same color, but FaYaY has the pips. FaYaY picking up the red and the blue for size advantage. Lob drifting towards that blue in the corner. Gets size advantage from the blue. FaYaY picking up the red, and yellows appear in between them. FaYaY responds with the red. FaYaY picks up color advantage, color disadvantage, and then size and color advantage as Lob heads for the only red. FaYaY continues to push Lob towards the yellow. No blues are on the field. Lob doesn't have very many options to change it. Tries to go for the yellow in the darkness, goes critical, and FaYaY takes the point. 11-4 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, and it's a race for the reds. FaYaY ends up with size advantage as Lob has only yellows to pick from. Lob picking up a blue and a yellow. FaYaY running around grabbing those reds as Lob hoards the blue. FaYaY grabs size advantage, Lob countering with color advantage. And then FaYaY coming in has the yellows, driving Lob into the darkness. Lob comes back with color advantage, but ends up picking up a yellow, which gives him size disadvantage. And FaYaY knocks him critical and takes the point. 12-4 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage, but Lob has the blue, so FaYaY goes the other direction for the yellow. Also picking up the blue for size advantage, since Lob only has the red. FaYaY knows Lob's going to make a run, and Lob does come to the reds. FaYaY runs, grabs the blue first, and takes the point. 13-4 FaYaY. Lob starts off with color advantage and a red and a blue. FaYaY darting up to the corner for the blue. As the darkness closes in, he picks it up, but only has size disadvantage. Grabs the red. Lob's not going to let him come around for those other blues, cornering him against that darkness. FaYaY goes critical, and Lob takes the point. 13-5 FaYaY. FaYaY starts off with color advantage. They're both picking up the reds in the center. FaYaY drifting towards the blue for color advantage. Lob picking up a red on his way to the other blue. FaYaY gives him a hit. Looks like Lob ended up with size disadvantage from that. Makes a run, but FaYaY's not going to let him in. Takes the point. 14-5 FaYaY. Possible match point. FaYaY starts off with color advantage. Lob drifting towards the red for size advantage. FaYaY coveting that blue, and Lob grabs the yellow in response. Two reds are on the field. Looks like Lob has size advantage, but FaYaY's made a blue appear, so not going to let Lob get to the yellow. Lob picks the red and grabs the blue, knocks FaYaY, but FaYaY survives, coming around picking up the color advantage on that blue. Looks like FaYaY's got size advantage, but Lob picks up the yellow. Now FaYaY responds with another yellow, picking up size advantage. Lob drifting out into the darkness for a red, but red appears, giving FaYaY color and size advantage. Now FaYaY's trying to counter Lob. Lob darts out into the darkness, picking up the pips as he goes, looking to come in with size advantage, which he does. FaYaY responds by picking up the yellow in the circle and darting out into the darkness himself. Lob grabs the yellow, still countering FaYaY. FaYaY makes a run for the yellow. Lob grabs the red, or FaYaY grabs the red, and they both go critical, but FaYaY takes the point and the match. 15-5 FaYaY. FaYaY goes on to the next round of the World Cup, while Lob joins the losers bracket for a second chance at victory. Congratulations FaYaY, and well played to Lob. Don't miss our next match, Multi vs. Tukey, here at Theta.